and make sure y'all share this live. I've been called heartless. Been called heartless damn near my whole life. But I think I want to be transparent about it. This is the Robert Hampton story I'm about to give y'all. Hopefully this saves a lot of young men around the world. I'm going to be transparent about that. The young men need our help because the young men are going to go through this same thing. All right? So I'm going to tell my story through my experiences, and hopefully the mothers that's on here, y'all teach y'all sons at an earlier age about this. Y'all know about this as well. All right. We all know love is one of those things that we all want to experience it. We all want to be loved. We all want to know how to love. Now I'm going to take it back to the journey and where it started at. At 5 years old, I was 5 years old when my mother passed away. Let me slide these comments to the right. I don't want to read nothing that nobody is saying because it'll throw me off and it's a distraction. Because there's so many people around the world who don't have compassion at all. It's just hatred, laughing. This is not even no joking matter. Hopefully you guys can take something from this. But you're going to learn a lot about who Latruth is, who Robert Hampton is in this live. All right. 5 years old, my mother passed away. The last image I was ever able to see of my mother was her being in a casket. I didn't get to really know my mom. That's who give you the tools to love correctly. Still managed to get through life and not be heartless as some people would say that I am, because I didn't know how to show a certain type of emotions, like tears. You never really seen me crying, none of that growing up, no matter what I went through. I was tough as nails through any situation. Never emotional crying or none of that. I remember the funeral, everybody crying at the funeral. I'm the only one looking around at my siblings and everybody crying like this. No tears. I was hurting internally, obviously, but at the same time, I really didn't even know what was going on. I do got siblings that's older than me that was crying. My youngest sister was crying, but she was a baby at the time. She might have been about 3 years old, maybe 3 years old. My brother was, no, she might have been about 2. My brother was like 3, and I was 5. I'm seeing what's happening, but not really tapped into, this is the last time I'm going to see my mother. So life goes on. I don't know if you guys had your mom or not, but I'm able to watch so many children who have their mother and see the type of lifestyle that they got to live, to have somebody who had their back, that unconditional love and all of those different things for them, man. It was one of those things I looked at from the outside like, wow, I wish I had that. You know, kid, make a mistake or something, and the mother would pat him on the back and tell him, hey, it's going to be okay. Prince, you're strong. Oh, you made a mistake. You're going to get through this. You know, these are the things I got to watch on the outside, other kids, you know, being able to get what they wanted for school, you know, clothes, shoes. You know, a lot of kids go on trips, all of these different things. I didn't get to have that unconditional love from no one growing up, right? Stay with my dad for a little while. I don't want to touch on all of those because like those ain't got nothing to do with really my loving ability or my heart per se. As a little boy, you know, what made me even want to become an entertainer, what made me want to even become a rapper was listening to Tupac's song, Dear Mama. Him talking about his mama, the mother I never got to have. I got to experience a mother. Hearing that song made me say, you know what, I want to do that. I'm watching him on that screen. I want to rap. I want to deliver my poetry through music. So I started doing music. Fell in love with music. Love my music more than anything in the world. I didn't have any children or nothing at this time. I love my music more than anything in the world. I'm from a small town. I'm from Forest City, North Carolina. Anybody who knows me know that it was me and my music. Every day. That's all I knew. That's all I talked about. That's all I did. Every day. Out at Walmart, different places in the city, going to different cities with my mixtape, selling them out my trunk. Music, 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 music. That's what brought me peace. That's what brought me joy. That's what brought me happiness. Through all of that, had a lot of women. I always had that hustle. I always had that drive. I didn't have those feelings. So it was a lot of women out there that, you know, I had relationships with, but it was never serious like that, you know. And my apology to all of those who remember me and remember those moments. And I apologize. I didn't know how to love at all. You feel me? I didn't know how to love at all. I was about my music, about having my fun, and that was it. I finally meet a girl. We get cool. Through that coolness, you know, I'm still doing my music. I'm still doing everything that I want to do. I'm passionate about that. I went through so many different struggles in my life, but not a lot of tears, you dig? So I had my daughter, my first daughter. I was 25, I think, when I had my first child. Me and the person I had the child with, we broke up at the time. We had a little situationship going on. We broke up, and I learned how to love through my daughter, Desharia. That's my oldest child. Finally learned how to love, man. I figured out what these emotions and stuff was about. You know, that was like a beautiful moment for me, like to be able to love. Like, y'all seen so many videos posted of me and my little girl. The world got to know me behind being a single father with a daughter, singing to her. The same dream that I have, and it's always brought me peace, happiness, and joy, to be able to sing to my little girl and for her to get that in her to be able to sing the same way. So it's like I learned how to love through her. And if I hadn't learned how to love through my daughter, I would have never even met Briana and been able to be the husband that I was to her. Like I absolutely fell in love with my little girl, just raising her. And just looking at her like, wow, she's going to be older one day. She's going to get out here and start dating. And I want to do to treat her right. So I learned how to love through that. And when I got married, a lot of drama came from that, you know, from my baby mom. She never got over me. A lot of women, man, whenever they meet a guy and he's the best thing that they ever had, they'll make your life a living hell. And she had been doing that the whole time. And the problem with that is she didn't have a father. So she felt like a father was not even necessary. So she played every card in that situation to try to prevent me from being a father to my daughter, the person that I love more than anything in the world. Besides my music, I love her more than anything else outside of me doing what I do in my entertainment career and stuff like that. So trying to take that away from me, I get married. They have the biggest beef ever, my baby mom and Briana. The biggest beef ever. When I met my wife, her mother had just passed away. A lot of people ask those questions like, yo, what caused you to even change? Like, people who know me was like, wow, bro, I ain't never seen you be like this about a woman. I've never seen you be like this about a woman. Her mother had just passed right before she met me. I never dealt with my mom passing. I was 5 years old. I didn't cry. I was 5. I didn't know what was going on. So I met her. Shared so many moments. Her mother's a Gemini like me. She told me all about her mom, how her mom was just like me. Wanted to take the weight of the world off of her. wanted to provide for her, make her life easier for her and her children. All of these different traits was me for her. We even had conversations about her mother and my mother being up in heaven and orchestrating the whole thing, me and her meeting each other. We got married in 3 months, man. I've never been married. I've never even knew how to love a woman correctly. And you guys was able to see everything that I've done. And because of my daughter, Desharia, I poured into my wife with a love that nobody would ever experience or think that I could put out there. Being as perfect as I can be, and all at the same time, still try to chase my dreams. Trust is everything. Trust is everything. And that's one of the things that's been hard for me to have in this industry. A lot of women don't trust you in this business. That's the one thing that I need the most. And back to the moment of them two meeting each other, one of the worst things that my baby mom had said to my wife was, she told her she wished that she would die. She wished that her kids would die and go be with her dead mother. This is how angry the baby mama was to my wife, Briana. Had to comfort her through that. That was messed up to say something like that, all because I met her and married her. I have not been dealing with this other woman, the baby mama, in over 12 years, 13 years, hadn't touched her or none of that. So I'm like, how could you lash out this deep to the woman that I'm with? You know? Start keeping my child away from me. I had to fight a custody battle. Y'all seen all of this right in front of y'all's faces. Y'all watch me fight custody. Y'all actually seen me cry. Y'all seen me cry. The tears y'all seen from me the first time was from my daughter not being able to see her. Driving all the way to North Carolina to pick her up and then get there and can't pick her up because they stopped me from picking her up at the school. Her mother did. I cried. That was the day I said I got to file for a custody battle. Did that, went through all that situation. Still going through marriage, been married 6 years, y'all know that. Y'all seen everything. It's been a rough 6 years for me, obviously. Trying to do everything I need to do for my career, for my family, and put my wife in the best position to be successful because I felt like her being more successful would bring more trust. Without trust, you have nothing. A lot of people talk about me being heartless and all of that through everything that they seeing. I went through my battle with cancer. Went through that battle with cancer. Lost my mother and my sister to the same stomach cancer that I was diagnosed with. And went through that health journey, got healthy. Now I'm cancer free. And the biggest moment was my daughter moving with me for the first time. Right after I beat cancer, my oldest daughter was able to move in with me. And again, I've been in her life all the way up from a baby up. And from 3 years old when I started singing to her and she started understanding, all I talked about was boys, 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 no boys, no boys. Focus on singing, focus on schoolwork, all of that. I didn't get to raise her though. You know, she was around her mother. Her mother was always telling me things about her that I never believed because I never seen that side of her. I'm like, nah, not my princess. Not my princess. She's perfect. Nah. I didn't believe none of that stuff that was being said. So she finally gets to live with me. And I'm loving these moments, being able to sing with her and help her with her dream of being a singer. I've been building her platform up since she was 3 years old, pouring into my children. I make sure my children learn the business as well because I want them to be able to make as much money as possible and chase their dreams. And this was the worst day of my life that I'm about to explain to y'all that I've never talked about. The worst day of my life. Tears and everything. Desharia comes home. She wants to go to school. She comes back from school or whatever, but she wants to go to a mall with a friend. We're in a whole nother state, big city. She's not in a small town no more. And she wants to go to the mall. with her friend. The friend she go to school with has a sister that's 20 years old. They want to go to the mall together or whatever. And I tell her, I say, yo, we in a bigger city, man. Sex trafficking is huge here. It's major. Can't let you go to the mall. You're not in the small town that you're from, so that's not going to happen. You know, she gets mad, you know, tell me I don't effing trust her. You don't effing trust me. I'm like, doesn't sound like my princess saying something like this. So, you know, I walk in the room to have a talk with her about it, and I say, you know what? I'll take you to the mall. I'll sit in the food court. Y'all can sit down there. You and your friend can sit down there and eat together. I'll sit over here and I'll eat my food. And when we get done, I'll take you shopping. You just don't effing trust me. Oh, why won't you trust me? You think I'm thinking about boys, this and that. You mentioned nothing about boys. I ain't mentioned nothing about that. So now she's on the phone with her mother. Heated conversation, you know. My baby mom asked me, why won't you let? I said, listen, she's not up there in that small town. I'm not letting her go over there by herself to no mall. I don't trust that. Sex trafficking is major. Every time I go to Walmart and anywhere, I see all these beautiful children who never made it back home. I love my daughter with everything in me. I do not want that to happen. I explained that I'll go over there with her. But she's being irrational on the phone because I said something that set her off. I said, now, I don't know how you allowed her to go out and do all this stuff back home, but that's not happening here. That gives my daughter the energy to start disrespecting me and cussing me out too. Cussing me out, telling me I'm not her dad. We come from an era where you can't disrespect your parents. You get a whooping. My child got a whooping. The first whooping she's ever gotten from her dad in her life. Didn't know how to take that. The fear and all this stuff that she has for me, it comes from that. Never getting a whooping from me and finally getting a whooping from me. So it's like the tears coming from her eyes, the tears coming from my eyes in that situation, not heartless at all. Because in that situation, my parents never cried giving me a whooping. When I did something wrong, my grandparents and my aunties, whoever it was that gave me a whooping, I didn't see tears looking at them when they gave me a whooping. I seen rage for real, for real. You know, everybody watching this has got whoopings. And we live in a new era now where a kid can get a whooping and then jump on a phone, a device that you pay for, or a platform that you even build for them, and cry wolf to the world and cause everybody around the world to judge people who shouldn't be judging nobody because everybody has these type of situations and problems in their household. Is it a problem to discipline your child? I ain't got to explain none of that. But when people look at me and be like, he seems like he's heartless going through things that he's going through. When women cry wolf in situations when a man is just totally fed up and has given his all in a relationship and is just ready to say, you know what, I don't want to do this no more. Why can't a man move on peacefully? Why does it have to be all this riffraff and dragging of your name and all of these different things? I was the best man to you. Might be the best man ever to be in your life, but it doesn't take all of that. You have to be exactly what a person is to you. If that person was the best person to you, you try to be the best person to them, whether you together or not. So what y'all seeing is that an attack on my character and everything because I decided I just want to move on, man. I don't want to have stress no more. I just went through cancer. That's a big part of how I got sick. I don't like drama. I don't want to do it. I was honorable. I did everything I could in my power to make everything work. My daughter is still upset with me over that day, and she believes everything that was said about me because she got a whooping. In her heart, if I got a whooping, then the things that's being said about me, about my dad, has to be true about these women. That's how she feels, and that's my backbone. Not being able to talk to her lately has been a lot. I'm feeling heartless right now. I put everything into loving these women. Loving my family. She's the one that taught me how to love. So I wanted to be transparent about that. I know a lot of y'all want to see tears now, but when you go through what I've been through, I ain't got no more tears to give. I cried through this situation, everything that's been happening in the past 2-3 months. I've been crying. They've seen me cry. My kids seen me cry. My oldest child seen me cry. My stepkids seen me cry, and they cried with me. My oldest daughter seen me cry and looked at me like I was a monster. No compassion at all. I ain't got no more tears. But I'm focused. I love my family, and I want to do anything in my power to help them through whatever they need help with. I'm there. I'm going to always be their protector. But just need a lot of time to think, so I don't want to address this no more. It's my last time addressing it. I'm going to go on back to regularly scheduled programming, entertaining, doing what I need to do for my peace and my healing. Because I'd be damned if I'm about to let some of this stuff kill me, man. I done did too much, came too far in my life. I built everything from the ground up with having heart, not worried about what people are saying about me. You know, people told me from day one I couldn't do this. People said I wasn't going to be nothing. People said I'd be dead or in jail. I don't have a criminal background. I've been a great guy without that foundation that I needed to be a great guy. So the Robert Hampton story will be coming. I left out a lot of juicy details, but I definitely wanted to get on here and speak to that and talk to the young boys around the world to understand, man, listen, whenever you're ready to get out of a relationship, record that. You got to put that on camera. You got to put that on your phone. Everybody got these devices. Record it whenever you give this speech of you don't want to be in a relationship no more. Record it so you have everything that you need on how that person reacts to that. These kids ain't got no chance out here. I seen this lady on a live the other day. She looked like she was kind of young. She was about 20. She looked like she might have been about 23, and she was on there going in on her dude, calling him an abuser and all these different things, calling him a narcissist, everything. This internet has gave people power to where they can really get on here and just talk bad down on people and drag them. And people of the world that's looking in actually believe it without having to be there. They don't even have to be there. And they just believe it because somebody said it, especially if somebody get on here and cry and shed tears. People actually believe it. I wish I could just get on here and just shed some tears. The same tears you seen me shed when I was laying up in that hospital, mad because I didn't see my daughter before going into surgery. Real tears. If I could get on here and do that, everybody would be convinced. Oh, he's telling the truth. It's not even about y'all believing me right now. This is just about me getting this off my chest. Deshari, if you're watching this, I love you. You taught me how to love. I cannot love the same without you in my life. Gave you a whooping. You exaggerated it. Talking about your skin fell off, all type of stuff in the video. Do you know how I feel watching that? To feel portrayed. I don't know who put you up to do this. I know you had a bunch of people in your ears in this. They feel like if they can destroy the bond between me and you, because they know how much I love you. I need you, baby girl. I need you. I need you. All this counseling stuff that people talk about, I need you. I've had counseling. They told me I have no problem. They told me I need you. And I didn't need them to tell me that. So, Deshari, when you see this, give me a call. I love you. Briana, I love you. I'm totally sorry that I hurt your feelings. To my baby mama, I'm sorry for whatever it is that you're going through over there. That's it, man. I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm gonna get back to doing what I do, though. Like, this drama, this messiness on the internet is just, it's too much. I never seen my life being like this. This is not what I want to put out here. I want to put out what I've been putting out, create content, and that's it. I'm not addressing no more of this stuff. Y'all can take it for however y'all want to take it, but I ain't addressing it no more, because this was just for my daughter. I love you, baby. Call me. I need you. You hear me? Peace.